In this video, I'm going to show you 10 tips on how to make intermittent fasting easier. These are the exact same tips that I give to all my private coaching clients, and they've all gotten some amazing results. So you know it works. All right, let's dive in. What's going on, guys? Carlo Macapinlac here from newbiefitnessacademy.com. I help busy professionals lose weight so they can feel more confident and get the most out of their lives. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to get notified every time I post a new video every week, and make sure you follow me on Instagram where I post daily awesome fitness content just like this. Okay, intermittent fasting, in my opinion, is one of the most powerful methods of weight loss because it's not really a diet, it's more of a lifestyle, but it's not always the easiest thing to get started with. Here are 10 tips to make your life easier. Number 1, start slow. Don't go from 0 to 100 miles an hour here. You don't have to go all out at the beginning, and a lot of people fall into this trap. So they hear about intermittent fasting and all its amazing results, and they pick the hardest intermittent fasting protocol right away, and they fall flat into their faces right away. That's like signing up for a marathon when you can't even make it around the block without huffing and puffing. You may or may not finish, but you're gonna have a miserable time doing it. Like if you're somebody who's used to eating 6 meals a day and then all of a sudden you just eat 1 meal a day, you do a 24-hour fast, that's gonna be really hard on your body. That's gonna be really hard on your system. You're gonna struggle and you're probably gonna quit. There are levels to this, right? So maybe just start by deleting those in-between snacks, right? So just eat 3 meals a day like a normal human being. And then after that, start eating a late breakfast, right? So if you normally eat breakfast at, let's say, 7 a.m., start eating breakfast at 8 a.m., and then 9 a.m., and then 10 a.m., and so on. Start slow. Just get a few wins under your belt, and then after that, you can adjust it to eventually a 16-hour fast where you only have an 8-hour window, and then you can make it longer and longer, so you go 16, 18, 20, and then eventually a 24-hour fast. Number 2, stay hydrated. This is kind of a dead giveaway, but it's worth mentioning anyway, because I forget to drink water sometimes. Staying well hydrated will make your fasting periods that much easier. Plus, your body is made up of 60% water anyway, so you should be drinking plenty of this stuff to begin with. And the biggest benefit of staying hydrated is it helps deal with your hunger pangs. Sometimes when you feel hungry, you're not actually hungry, you're just thirsty, but your brain can't tell the difference between the two. A good habit to get into if you're not doing it already is just start every morning, the moment you wake up after you brush your teeth, with a nice big glass of water. And this is good practice because, you know, when you wake up first thing in the morning, you haven't had any water for like the last 8 hours if you got 8 hours of sleep. So this is a good routine to start your day with, especially if you're fasting and you're skipping breakfast that morning. A good general rule of thumb for this is you want to convert your body weight into kilos, and then you want to drink the same amount in ounces. So for me, let's say I weigh 57 kilos. So my goal is to drink 57 ounces of water for the entire day. Number 3, drink coffee or tea when you're fasting. Coffee is literally the perfect drink for fasting. It's a great appetite suppressant, plus it's delicious. It's also been shown to improve the production of ketones. If you don't know what that is, ketone bodies are a byproduct of your body burning fat. It's what your body uses for energy when you're fasting, once it's done burning up your glycogen stores. If you're not a big coffee drinker, you can drink tea instead, preferably green tea because of its high antioxidant content. If you're not into green tea, feel free to substitute other types of herbal tea. Number 4, and this is a big one, avoid diet soda and artificial sweeteners. Diet soda and artificial sweeteners kind of get a free pass from a lot of people because of its 0-calorie content. And I've mentioned this in a lot of my other videos, but it's worth repeating every single time. Your body doesn't count calories. So this whole notion that you can drink something that's 0 calories and not have it affect your body is a complete lie. The problem with diet sodas and artificial sweeteners is that it can kick off your cephalic phase response. If you don't know what that is, that's when your body starts to expect that there's food coming in. So it triggers hunger and insulin production. And once you trigger insulin production, that breaks your fast. The problem is, there's actually no food coming in. So your body gets confused and triggers an even stronger hunger response. So as you can see, this isn't a matter of willpower when you get really hungry. When you fast after drinking Diet Coke, you are literally going against your hormones here. This, by the way, is one of the biggest reasons why people don't lose weight when they're fasting, or why they don't lose weight, period, is because you drink too much diet soda and artificial sweeteners. It's basically wolf in sheep's clothes. And at the same time, I get that people are coming into this at different stages. If your baseline, for example, is that you drink like a big Starbucks latte every morning, then switching to black coffee with a little bit of stevia is a great first step. But I want you to treat artificial sweeteners more as a training wheel. Eventually, you're just gonna wanna go without it completely. And one last point that I wanna make about diet soda especially is that diet soda has been shown to destroy your gut microbiome and is directly linked to obesity. And think about it this way. Do you know anybody who lost a lot of weight from drinking diet soda? No, it's the exact opposite. Because these are the same types of people who order like a burger and fries and eat pizza, and then they'll say, oh, and a Diet Coke, please. Number 5, ride the hunger wave. Listen, it's perfectly normal to feel hungry when you're fasting, especially when you're just starting out. But this is more about your body being used to eating at certain times. If this is your first time skipping breakfast, for example, listen, like you've trained your body for years to expect food first thing in the morning. So if you skip breakfast, then your body is naturally gonna send hunger pangs that it's hungry. But here's the thing, there's a big difference between mental hunger and physical hunger. Like you're perfectly fine skipping breakfast. Breakfast is not the most important meal of the day, especially if you normally eat like cereal or instant oatmeal or pancakes or whatever. You're way better off skipping breakfast if that is your normal routine. So ride it out. I found that hunger comes in waves, right? You're not hungry 24/7. My advice is that every time you feel one of these hunger waves coming, it's the perfect time to drink your big glass of water, and if that doesn't do the trick, then drink black coffee or tea. Number 6, control your environment. Try to physically remove yourself from all food stimuli. If you surround yourself with food while you're fasting, then you're just torturing yourself. And you're also, again, triggering your cephalic response because your brain thinks that you're about to eat, but you're actually not eating. And then your brain goes, what the hell, dude? Like, don't cook while you're fasting. Don't go grocery shopping. I mean, there's a saying out there that don't buy groceries when you're hungry, right? It's the exact same thing when you're fasting. Out of sight, out of mind. Number 7, stay busy. And this is just part of controlling your environment, and that you want to stay busy when you're fasting. I find that fasting gets a lot easier when I stay busy during my fasting periods. For example, when I'm doing a 24-hour fast, I'll skip breakfast. I'm used to skipping breakfast anyway. And then I'll just work through lunch. I'll try to stay really productive, and I won't even think about food until about 5 or 6 o'clock. And then at that point, you're almost done your 24-hour fast. My advice is you want to schedule your fasting days when you have a lot of work to do. Number 8, don't tell people you're fasting. Listen, fasting has been around since the beginning of time, right? Our hunter ancestors were forced to fast when they couldn't catch any animals. Sometimes they would go days without food and they were perfectly fine. But if you tell the average person that you're skipping breakfast, you're gonna get, some weird responses. They'll say that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. They'll say that you're causing, irreversible damage if you skip a meal, blah, 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 blah. But here's the thing. In North America at least, nearly 3/4 of American men and over 60% of American women are either overweight or obese. So your normal person is overweight. Do you really want to get diet advice from that person, right? Like the average person thinks that fasting is bad for you. Don't listen to those people. Unless you're pregnant, you're breastfeeding, you're underweight, if you have diabetes or you're taking medication, you're perfectly fine to fast. Just keep to yourself, or you can talk to someone who's also fasting. Number 9, forget about it. After you're doing your fast, like let's say you did a 16-hour fast or a 24-hour fast, forget that it ever happened. Don't eat like a jerk. What I mean by that is you just did so much good for your body. You created this huge caloric deficit, you lowered your insulin levels. The last thing that you want to do is hit up your local all-you-can-eat buffet and ruin your diet. Fasting does not give you a green light to just eat whatever you want. You have to be sensible about this. Again, pretend it never happened. Just eat whatever you normally eat for lunch and dinner. Number 10, pair it with a low-carb diet. And I don't even like putting labels on diets because people have preconceived notions when it comes to say, you're doing paleo or you're doing keto or you're doing low carb. And I just like to call it, the proper human diet. You know what I mean? Like, make sure your diet revolves around nutrient-dense foods. Don't drink liquid calories. Try to avoid processed carbs and refined carbs like pasta, pizza, donuts, cookies. You want to make sure that you're avoiding foods with added sugars. And I'm not a big fan of fruit to begin with, but if you want to eat fruit, make sure that you're eating fruits that are in season. If you just do those things, you're doing way better than about 95% of the population. If you revolve your diet around plants and animals, and if you don't snack in between meals, you're way ahead of the game. Listen, if you just do that last part, if you follow that 90% of the time, I promise you, you're gonna lose weight. A lot of weight. Intermittent fasting will just help you get there faster. And if you follow the 10 tips that I just laid out for you, then it's gonna make your life a lot easier. So make sure you're following them. The next question then becomes, how are you actually supposed to eat if you want to lose weight? Because let's be honest, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. You can't just freestyle this part. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my Lean Body Blueprint. This is how I melted all the fat around my stomach and turned it into a six-pack without going on a crazy diet or wasting hours at the gym. It's a simple 4-step process specifically designed for busy professionals, and it's the exact same blueprint that I teach all my private coaching clients, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. If you want to be the next success story, then download your free copy of the Lean Body Blueprint right now. there's gonna be a link somewhere at the top here. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. Alright, that's all I've got. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave me a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Alright, thanks for watching. Virtual high five.